Let's make a pot of vegetable soup. I have some leftover roast beef that I had made earlier in the week in the crock pot. So I'm going to shred that up really good and put it in my soup today. So let's make some vegetable beef soup. Come on. I have the leftover roast. I have potatoes that's sprouting eyes. I have some tomato sauce that I canned back in the summer. I have some green beans from this summer. Let me go see if I have some corn. How about some frozen corn from the summer? This pot of soup is going to be delicious. We're going to start off with an onion, and I'm going to get that diced and ready for some hot oil in the pan. And we're just going to do all this in one pot, because who wants to be cooped up, cleaning kitchen when you could be watching a movie on the couch? But we're going to saute these onions in the pan, in the pot that we're going to make the soup in. I think I'm going to go over and get some garlic out of the freezer that I roasted last summer as well. I'm going to add the onion to the pot. The oil is getting hot. I'm going to let those get translucent, and then I'll add the garlic. So I want to show you my jar of garlic. I grew this garlic last summer, and I made a video of me preserving it, but I just froze them on a cookie sheet. And then, after I've roasted them, I roasted them first, froze them, took them apart, and now I have garlic ready anytime I want it. And it has a milder flavor when you roast it, and it chops so easily. When you put it into a dish and it's frozen, it just kind of melts away into the food that you're cooking. So I highly recommend doing your garlic this way. I love it. So now I'm adding the garlic to the onion in the hot pan. Stir that around for about a minute. I'm going to reduce my heat. It's getting a little color there in the bottom there. I went ahead and turned the heat off to my onions because they were getting a little bit too brown. I'm going to chop up the rest of my vegetables. So I'm going to get all of these and the carrots, and then we'll get back to making this pot of soup. So I don't have any beef broth, and I have an open container of chicken stock. So we're going to pour that into the onions. I have some tomato juice left over from another recipe. I'm going to add that to the pot. Now we'll add the carrots and potatoes. I'm going to add some tomato sauce that I canned. Stirring that in, and then we're going to season it with some salt and pepper. I don't think I want all this corn, so I'm just going to add about half of this. And save the rest for another pot of soup, maybe. A jar of drained green beans. I'm going to add a good teaspoon of salt because none of this has been salted. So we're going to just add that, and we'll taste at the end when it's done. Then I can add more salt if I need to. About a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to add a touch of paprika. And I think I'm going to add about a teaspoon of Italian herbs. We're going to stir that in and let it simmer. I'm going to go ahead and get my roast shredded up and put in here as well. This roast was delicious the first time, and I have no doubt that it will be amazing in my soup. Tell me, what do you make on cold, snowy days where you live? Does it snow where you live? Maybe it doesn't. We don't get that many snows here in Tennessee, but at least once or twice a winter we'll have a few inches. I think today in the area where I live, we have about 2 or 3 just north of us where my nephew lives, just about 35-40 minutes away. He got 7 inches. I'm going to get my roast into the soup. Going to let that simmer, let all those flavors come together, And then I'll give it a taste to see if we need any more seasonings. The soup is all ready. We're going to dish it up and have a nice bowl of vegetable beef soup on this snowy evening.